Today, I'm going to teach you my 5-step process for driving leads into your business by creating content that converts them from being observers to action takers.
You an entrepreneur, I got what you need.
Hey there, my loves. Welcome back to CPTV. I'm CP, of course, and you are in the place for aspiring and growing entrepreneurs who want to turn their passions into businesses and those businesses into freedom. If that sounds good to you and sounds like you, then you are in the right place. So you're going to want to go ahead and subscribe because every single Tuesday, I am giving you the training on the step-by-step business processes, tips, and tools that you can implement immediately into your business and life so that you can get to that level of entrepreneurial freedom that you so deserve and desire. So you heard me. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button and click that bell so that you don't miss any of it because every single week I'm bringing it. And of course, if you like it, then show me. Smash that like button and tell me what questions you have, what your feelings are, everything about this video in the comments below. I do read them and I do try to make sure that the first hour after the video goes live that I am in there answering your questions. So if you don't believe me, go ahead and try it. Last week, I gave you guys my 5 steps, easy peasy marketing steps for strategies to use when you are first setting up or starting your business. And a big part of that strategy was creating content. I got so much feedback and so many questions about content that I felt it was absolutely critical to answer. So I loved every single minute of it, just in case you were wondering. And I knew that that minute was a very important topic for me to dive into a little bit deeper so that I could talk about the specifics of content creation and how I get all of this done. After all, in the last year, my team and I have created over 206 videos, 196 images, graphics, social posts, and 167 email messages for the CCP brand.
Get the fuck out of here. No, I cannot. It's serious.
I know, right? No, but seriously, we have. And today, I'm going to teach you my 5-step process for driving leads into your business by creating content that converts them from being observers to action takers. So, if you're ready, I am. Let's get to work. First of all, I have to say this. This episode is not about creating content just for shits and giggles, okay? It's not about creating content for the sake of just creating it, for the sake of posting it, or for the sake of getting likes and loves and all of that kind of vanity stuff, right? This is what I do to create content that actually has a purpose. And the purpose is to turn people who are scrolling around and looking and observing you and admiring from a distance into leads that you can actually have access to inside your business to ultimately convert them into all inquiring customers. See, I don't just do content for content's sake. It's just too much damn work if you're not doing it right. And ain't nobody interested in all that work for no real reason, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. I do create content. Every once in a while, I will definitely post something just to share it or to communicate with my audience, with you guys. But even those have a reason behind them. Even those posts have a purpose in my journey. They are designed to create a bond. So not all content that I post is designed to convert people into leads or customers. But at least 75% of what I do is very, very much for that purpose. Look, there are different types of content. And in order to clarify that for you, I'm going to go ahead and down below give you one of my favorite freebies. It's the access to my types of content you should use cheat sheet. It's going to break down the different types of content that you should be including in your content marketing strategy, especially for your business, and the goals that are related to each of those types of content. Because you definitely want to have a mix of content types. You want to have a blend of all of the different styles. You want to touch on all of those areas in order to have a certain impact in your brand and in your marketing. So go ahead, grab that free cheat sheet that I'm giving to you at www.cherylcperez.com/content cheat sheet or in the comments and description below. And now that I've cleared the air on my feelings on that, let's get into this process that I use. Step number 1, start with your end goal in mind, selling your product or service. Now, content creation is all about the end result. If you want to convert them into customers, you have to already have in mind that product or service in the end that you're going to be launching or selling. And based upon what that product or service is, you will create content and choose topics and brainstorm what to talk about to guide your audience, to grow that audience who would be interested in that ultimate end result or product. Perfect example. If you are going to be selling some brand new technologically advanced tennis shoes because they will help people with chronic back disorders get rid of that back pain, your end selling product is the tennis shoes, right? It's the high technology. And the problem that they're solving is chronic back issues. So that means that when you are thinking through and creating content, you want to focus on content that focuses on chronic back issues, talking about it, giving tips and tools on how to overcome it, talking about where it comes from, what it stems from, and creating various content pieces around that topic. Because ultimately, at the end, that content is going to grow an audience for you that's interested in that topic, because 9 times out of 10, they suffer from chronic back issues. And those are the people who ultimately will buy that end result and that end product. So when I say start with the end in mind, that's what I'm talking about. That product is the beginning of where you create your content from. Don't just pick random topics, pick topics related to that end result, and you'll never go wrong. Step number 2, brainstorm ideas and topics based upon the problem your ICA is having and that your product or service is solving. I just talked about that, right? You want to make sure that the topics that you're focusing around create and help people solve that problem, right? To get you to that product. So the best way that I do this is I just begin to think about questions that I've received or things that I've seen online. And one of my favorite resources is Keywords Everywhere. If you've got Keywords Everywhere, it's really designed when you plug in a Google search term to bring up thousands of search terms, topics, words, keywords that other people around the internet are using to look for that same topic. So if I go back and give you an example of, let's just say, my Startup Business Academy, which is my membership program. When I was really creating content to bring people to that product or service, I might log in, make sure I've got Keywords Everywhere in there, and then just start typing steps to starting a business. Keywords Everywhere will then give me a huge list of different search topics related to that people are out there on Google looking for. And when I get that huge list, that gets my juices flowing and I'm able to kind of brainstorm different topics. So if I look for steps to starting a business, things like, how to create an LLC are going to come up, how to get your tax ID are going to come up, how to set up a business bank account are going to come up. All of those different ideas in Google are going to show up for me, and that's going to begin to give me all of those topics that I'm going to ultimately want to create content around. So you see, steps to starting a business might be what my Startup Academy, that end product or service, is teaching people through tons and tons of content. But ultimately, leading up to that product, I am going to know I got to talk about setting up an LLC. I got to talk about a bank account. I got to talk about a tax ID. And that's where that brainstorming and those ideas will come from for you. So make sure you use that Keywords Everywhere. I love it, love it, love it. And boy, oh boy, will it give a content creator a ton of ideas around what you should be talking about as you begin to embark upon those topics to create that content. Now that you have a lot of ideas and topics, let's move on to step number 3. And that is create a content calendar. Okay, so remember, we're beginning with that end date in mind. When you are launching your product and service or your sales cycle, start with that date and work your way backwards to today. That is going to give you the time frame that you need to create content for. So if I know I'm launching my product January 1st and today happens to be October 1st, my content calendar is going to run from October 1st until December 31st. And now I've got those months spelled out in front of me. I've got all of those weeks listed out in front of me, and I know exactly how much content I'm going to need to create. Now, that's very important because depending upon your schedule or how often you want to release this content or what your platform is that you're using, that content calendar is going to help you figure out how much content you need to do. So pull out those topics, and let's just say, hopefully, prayerfully, you've got like 30 of them. But I'm looking at my calendar and I've got like 15 weeks. Well, I'm going to release content once a week. So now I've got those 30 topics to kind of plug in there, right? And when you've got that content calendar, it really helps you stay organized and keep track of exactly what you're going to be creating when. Hopefully it's in some type of order. It's going to kind of take people through a journey because that end result, that product or that service is the top of the mountain for both you and for them. Step number 4, create your content assets based upon my PSI formula. Now, P stands for primary platform. S stands for supporting platforms, and I stands for internal platform. Let me explain, get a little bit deeper for you. The assets that you create are going to be dependent upon where it's going and where you will distribute and share those assets. So you want to start with your P, the primary platform. If it's YouTube, it will be a video asset. If it's IG, it will be images, a short video, a story, reel, or all of the above assets. If it's a blog, it will be a written article asset. Regardless, buckle down and create those assets based upon how many you need to fill that calendar, as we just discussed, and how often you've committed to distributing those assets. Now, an asset, again, is a video or something concrete that you can use to put content out. And the primary platform is where you want to start. You take that intense, that primary, and you buckle down and you make it good. You make it give value. You make it really concrete. And once you put all of your energy and focus into that primary platform's content, again, a video, a snippet, a blog article, it's going to be pretty easy for you to go back and take care of the S in that formula. So you want to take that primary platform content asset that you just created and repurpose it for all of your S supporting platforms. You want to take it and turn it upside down, inside out, and round and round.
Upside down, boy, you turn me inside out.
And get every other asset you need out of that primary piece for all of your other supporting platforms. So let me give you an example. My primary platform is YouTube. I create one video, but from that video, I grab snippets, I grab copy, I grab words, I grab text, and I use that to post on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, my secondary platforms. All of those platforms are just reiterating what I've already put out on my primary YouTube platform. And because my primary platform asset has been created with so much love and effort and energy, it's easy for me to pull things out of it in order to give everyone else some attention as well. So that S is the secondary platforms. Don't forget about them, but also don't throw your mind out of whack creating new stuff for them. Just go back to that primary content, pull out snippets and turn it around and use it for the secondaries and use it to promote and drive people towards that primary content that is, again, getting you to that end product or service. Now, you want to make sure that you also create content assets for your I, which is internal platforms like your email list. Use that primary platform content that we just talked about and create your emails for your internal audience, giving them any extras or details that not everyone will get access to. That primary becomes snips and pieces for your secondary, and that primary also becomes good content for you to ship ship directly to your customers on that all-important email list that you've been building. Now, if you're wondering what I'm talking about when I say an email list, I'm going to go ahead and link to a video that I recently did about the primary 5 ways that you want to market in your business. Go ahead and click it and take a look, because I talk about the all-important email list. And that's why it's so important to have that internal platform that you focus on as well. You got to do them all. But again, once you create that P and then you're able to use some of that P for your S, it should be pretty easy for you to take care of that I and make sure your internal VIP list gets exactly what they need and deserve. Then there's step number 5. And this is where the conversion part comes in, my love. Yes. You want to provide a freebie that relates to your content topic to capture your ideal customer avatars and add them to that list. The best part of all of this work is that when you give a freebie, the person who clicks to get it is most likely your ideal customer for that end product and result. And they will give you their email address to get it. Now you've got them inside of your business and on your list to communicate directly with them and to nurture that relationship completely. A freebie can be anything as long as it provides value and can be used to give someone a transformative experience. So you want to create it special to that piece of content. But remember, that piece of content is focused around that end product or service. So it's all going to relate. But when you give someone a freebie and they're able to download it and use it in their business or in their lives and see a transformative result, you have just made an impression on them. And people buy from people that they know, that they like, and that they trust. And as soon as you've given them something free that they know is going to change their lives, imagine how they going to feel when they actually buy your end product or service. All right. So that freebie is critical. It's helping your audience. It's making sure that you know exactly who's on that list for that end product or service because they're ideal. They've been digging in and they want to download and get something from you. And it makes sure that you've got the right people on your list so that when you are ready to launch and open up that cart for that product and service, the right people are going to be in the right place at the right time. So, do you get it now? That's why you should be out there creating all those videos and those pictures and those posts and stuff. Make all of that work count. Create content that gets you to that end goal that we started with in step 1. And I just gave you my process for getting all of that done. Don't forget to head over to CherylCperez.com/content cheat sheet and grab that free gift that I just talked about. It's a lifesaver. So tell me, did you like this video? If so, then show me, smash that like button, share this with someone else who really needs to understand how to create and why to create content. And make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss any of these amazing golden nuggets that I be dropping on y'all every single Tuesday. And of course, my love, join me next Tuesday when we are going to talk about that leads funnel that comes after you do step 5 that I just gave you. Because we talk about what's next, right? You ain't going to want to miss that one, boo. It's a good one. So I will see you next Tuesday, my love, right? You promise? Good. And until then, have a wonderful week. Stay safe, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Mwah!